Today, I'm joined by a powerhouse of creativity and resilience who's proving to us that you do not have to choose between motherhood, social impact, and business. You can actually do all three at once. She famously started her company just 14 days after giving birth to her baby. Can you beat that? An MBA with a designer's soul, she's the founder of Raphael Creatives and is the driving force behind Kotravai. Look at all these beautiful handmade art. She famously started her agency just 14 days after giving birth, a feat of pure hustle that has become legendary in the Tamil Nadu startup circle. She's calling a winning pitch deck, whether it's crafting a winning pitch deck or championing traditional art, she's a master of the soul behind the brand. Please join me in welcoming Karunya Gunavati.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for having me here.
So I actually met Karunya during one of the shoots of the Startup Singer, and I was actually not there in the investor panel for this one. I had some other commitment that day. I walk into my caravan, wanting to, getting dressed up, and I notice a beautiful hamper. And in that hamper, there is terracotta jewelry, there's handmade soap, there are edibles. And I'm like, who's this? And then her teammate comes in, and then they talk about their brand. And it's very interesting because since then, every time I come for these monthly shoots, there's a surprise gift. So she's been my secret Santa every month that I come to Chennai.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So, Karunya, the story is there are thousands and thousands. Actually, how many?
There are 5 lakh plus.
5 lakhs. So, not thousands, but 5 lakhs. So, there are lakhs of women who are actually employed in the beady rolling workshop that is there in Tenkasi. And Karunya is based in Tenkasi. And she noticed something. She noticed that she needs to give a life for these people. It's not healthy for these people. They're not paid proper fair wages. An entire day of beady rolling where they roll up to 1,000 beadies, they make only 230 rupees. So she really wanted to create an impact, pull those women off, and provide them with something that is more sustainable, with more fair wages, and something that they feel good about. So, Karunya, tell me about your story. What made you really start this?
Uh, I was a branding and marketer in my early career.
Mm-hmm.
So I still do that. When I was traveling to villages for social work like cleaning a temple or educating women with educating the children in villages with spoken English, I'm part of a foundation called Voice of Tenkasi. So we usually go ground by ground to educate children about financial empowerment. We educate youth about starting a startup. We educate them about AI, ML, and all.
Wow.
So during those days, one thing was really surprising was 10 years before my maternal aunt, her friends were rolling BDs sitting on the roads. The same thing was continuing. I was really shocked, and I took a survey and got to know that in alone Tenkasi and Tirunelveli, 5 lakh plus women are rolling BDs. So that day I decided why they are doing this. So I sat with those women. I have sat with at least hundreds of women and asked them, why are you doing this? The only answer they said was, it's for my children. So to educate them, they should not come into this business. So I'm working hard like that. They say. So I asked them, is it something you like? Is it something you love and do? They said no. 83% of the people are already having health hazards like chronic issues, then breathing problems, eye strains, and all. So I thought something we should do to change their livelihoods from this.
And how old were you at that point of time?
I was really surprised and shocked. I was helpless actually. I went to multiple people and everyone said, no, this is not possible. They have the comfort of working from home. They won't get out of their house. They'll say they are only fit for watching serials and rolling BDs. You can't make these hands roll BDs. But my co founder was really supportive. The Zogo's founder, Sridhar Vembu sir, me and my co-founder said this idea to him. He really supported and he said the same hands which are rolling BDs now will actually operate motor coils someday. And that's becoming true now. The coconut shell workshop is an example. There, all the mortars are operated by women. The grinding machines, drilling machines, every mortar. They, if something is struck, also they'll repair it. So that skill, that much skill those women have
So
in
they've come
arts.
a long way. What you're saying is, when your aunt was rolling BDs, things have not changed. The working conditions have not changed. What was there decades ago is still prevalent today. So the social condition, the physical condition, the environment has not changed at all. And yet, you wanted to do something very different. And I like that statement that you made, where the hands that are actually rolling BDs will now roll motor coils. So wonderful, wonderful. So tell me this: how old were you when you wanted to make this change?
I was only 28 years.
You were 28
Now
years.
I'm 29. It has been a year. But when actually I thought of this, I was 27.
Uh,
So for 1 year, I spent only in surveying these people and whether is my idea is good, whether I can do it or not, whether the women are interested. So I spent time with those women, street by street, village by village, and they shown very good response.
okay. So you wanted to do all the ground level research first before you
Yes.
get into this. And from what you thought, you felt like you really had to change that. You have to do something very impactful. You had to disrupt the space. Okay, so Karunya, tell me this. What does it involve to pull women out of BD workshops? Because I'm sure that you feel that you face a lot of resistance, right, from the workshop owners. So tell me about that experience, and you have to be really bold and gutsy to be able to do it. What was your family telling you? What were all these families of these women that you're pulling out? Tell them.
My family was super supportive.
Hmm.
They don't care about what I do. Till now, they're not aware of what I'm doing and stuff, but they believe like I'll do the right thing.
Okay.
That's a blessing for me.
Mm-hmm.
But in villages like Matalampare, Surandai and all,
Mm.
there were people who still believe that the PF money is given by the BD manufacturers. It's not, they don't have the knowledge of the government having their money and they'll get it from the government. They're not aware of it. So educating that was very
So
difficult. And
basically, the authorities were threatening them, telling
yes.
them that you will not get your PF
Yeah, at
money.
least you'll have to finish 10 to 12 passbooks. For 10 years, you have to be in this BD rolling, only then you'll get your pensions. That was the statement made. Also, in the initial days, we were also not able to provide any PF or pensions, but slowly we can incorporate everything.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the statement we made was everyone who you are saying, you are claiming yourself self-employed, but Kotrava is making you all entrepreneurs. That's what our statement was.
Mm.
Everyone was the entire village. Everyone said like the business owners. They say I'll hire people who are housewives, not the BD rollers, because the BD rollers have the comfort. They won't listen to us like that. They actually underrate this workforce. But I saw things different because the same workforce they have a deadline perfect consistency. Like if they want to submit their BDs by 3 p.m., they'll be sharp. They'll be there at 2:59. Also, the consistency of the products, the quality of the products, we can't beat them because if one BD is of 12 centimeter and another one is 11.9, the BD manufacturer will broke it off and won't pay it.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
they make perfect products. So I saw it different. Like they are good deadline meters. They make quality products. They have the commitment to do things. So I thought I saw the resilience in them. Neither seeing it in a bad way. Everyone discouraged, but some motivated. That motivation brought us here.
Lovely. And so, how do those women actually perceive the change now from where they were before in those conditions? We were talking before, and you told some of them had chronic health conditions, right? Like asthma,
Yes.
and TB, and now they are actually doing much better. So, what is that feeling of gratitude, or what feedback do they have for you?
Every time when I go to a hub and meet a woman, she'll come and hug me and kiss me and say like I'm sleeping without the smell of BD. Oh, you won't understand because you haven't felt that before. But I want you to convey that my house is free of that BD smell. It's very relaxing and soothing for us to sleep. Also, every day they need to sit for a long time, right? So the back pain pain and all, it will be very worse. Here they move. We have some physiotherapy sessions for them. We have some yoga sessions. So we have planned for an yoga hour hereafter. Like every day in the morning and in the tea time, they'll do some physio exercises so that their back will be relaxing. So here they get a community. So they get a family of friends here. So here there is no casteism, here there is no religion. So they all get united here. One thing is there is a culture of celebrating festivals like Diwali. We celebrate some, we have some dance, we have some music, we have some games. These all things they were longing for. The loneliness was completely disrupted here, so they feel very better. Before they'll say like when I was rolling BDs, what where this product goes, it goes to a village where a family cursed me for making these BDs. But now imagine this product goes to a corporate company, it goes to the minister, it goes to the president, and they all prices. So this is the blessing that we were looking for.
So it's good karma, right? What they
Yes.
were doing before, the products that they were making, it was not only were they subjected to harsh conditions, but the products that they were making were also injurious to health. But now what they're doing, they're all going to the right places, used by the right people. So there is that good feeling that they have. Yeah, at Shobhitam, our mission is to look good, do good, feel good. And I'm very, very happy of this association. So, like I said before, when I came for this particular shoot, I was not the investor panel for this one. But when I saw your products and when I learned about what you do, I was like, okay, we have to do something. So at that point, we actually partnered with Kotravai and we gave some designs and we said, let's make terracotta jewelry that's born from Indian soil. Right? So, this beautiful necklace that you see, this Pichwai necklace, is a design that has been made by Karunya and her team, made out of soil, and it matches perfectly with my sari. We didn't really plan for it, but look at how beautiful it is. And I feel super happy because it's made by women, it's made by very, very deserving people. And look at the impact that we're doing, right? Both at Shobhitam and at Kotravai. So that leads us to this question of, the name Kotravai. What does this really mean?
If you search in Google or Wikipedia, you will get to know that Kotravai is a goddess of three kings. The Moovendur Hill, we call it in Tamil. So Pandya, Chera, Chola, they worship her before going to war.
Okay.
She's a god of war and victory. But
Wow, okay.
we saw a different way. So Arthur Jaymohan wrote a book called Kotravai. In that he would be mentioning it's the fierce feminine of motherhood. A mother who is becoming a survivor of the family, a protector of the family, a warrior of the family is Kotravai. So Kotravai is a state. So every woman who comes to Kotravai, she should be a fierce feminine. So we are bringing in the fierce feminine out of her. And we call the creators in Kotravai as Kotravai. So we have 55 Kotravai folks for now. And we have the vision of bringing 10,000 women as Kotravai.
Wow. And that actually gives me goosebumps as you said that each piece brings out the fierce feminine, and that's what it is. So when you close your laptop at the end of the day, who is Karunya?
I think I'll close my eyes and laptop only when I feel asleep because I'll work that hard. But when I close my eyes only, I think of is before Kotravai, I was thinking of my son. Now it's beyond that. So I think of women. I think of like how can I increase their salaries from 300 to 500. I aim of at least providing employment these women so that they earn at least 10 to 15,000 a month. That will be sufficient to take care of their children in our village. So every day I'll think of it. I'll think of like I'll do a market research even at 2 p.m., 3 p.m. and all. I'll browse my laptop and today we manufacture Idli Idli Podi. So what's the market size? Where can I sell it? So my entire brain is filled with sales and marketing right now. So every day I think my breath and my thoughts are Kotravai for the past 1 year.
So you've been living, eating, breathing Kotravai.
Yes.
Okay. So you are an MBA, right?
Yes,
You've had your MBA degree and then
Creatives.
Raphael Creatives. What was that into?
Rafale Creatives is a branding and marketing agency. So
Okay.
we help the Fortune 500 companies
Mm-hmm.
get their digital presence. So we design their websites. We create an online presence for their website. So AI powered websites we are doing. So we do SEO, we do GEO, we do AEO for those websites. We do digital marketing. We do social media management. If a client comes to us, they don't have an in-house social media team, or we take care of their social media like platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We create a good LinkedIn presence and online presence for their brands. Also, we craft pitch presentations. So we are a pitch de- pitch de- sorry. We are a pitch deck design company before. So we have designed almost 5,000 plus pitch decks so far.
Wow.
So for them, we do market research and we do content strategy and create a beautiful pitch deck for them. So that will be following their branding guidelines and all. So for a new brand which comes into the market, from logo design till their online presence, we take care of the whole thing. So we are a 15-member team, all rural people, all Tenkasians who have zero knowledge in branding and marketing before. So I hire people as freshers, train them, and now they are doing wonders for brands.
Wow, that's true upskilling.
Yes.
So, not all social impact projects make money, right? Especially early stage, you're just 1 year into it. There's been a lot of learning and growing. And that's why you had to have this other business that you started off 4 years ago. And, it all beautifully blends in what you're doing. So, tell me how your marketing, your personal branding, and then all of that has actually helped Kotravai.
Uh, my personal branding in LinkedIn helped a lot when I launched Kotravai, because I was not new to the market. Only Kotravai is.
Mm.
So the products, the trust in me gave trust to Kotravai also. So far, the orders are coming to Kotravai in that way only.
Mhm.
So people are buying products. All my close circles are buying products. I won't believe the only product, a health mix we have. We named it Shaktiman. It is selling like at least 300 to 500 every month. So everyone is in my contact only. So they're all loving those products. It's only because of the product they buy now, not because of me. But initially, to get into the market, the face of the brand is also very important. So that helped me a lot. I usually, in the last year alone, every day I posted in LinkedIn. But now, after Startup Singham, I have taken a break and I'm doing some strategies. So I'll be back in the next month.
Okay. Um, so the women who were rolling BDs, you mentioned that an entire day of rolling 1,000 BDs, they would earn 230 rupees. So, what difference have you made financially to them?
Uh, First step is, if they want to quit that BD rolling and switch into an alternative job, they need some sustaining factor, that's money. So whatever they did in BD rolling was only 4,000 to 5,000 rupees. But what we did was, with CSR support, we arranged a stipend for them. More than that, like 6,000 to 8,000 as stipend we pay for the women during the training. So in the first day of training, they earn money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what gave them boost, because without any money, even if we give free training, people won't be able to come, because their next day of cooking is depending on that money. So we paid stipend. So now what we are doing is, we have a target of making these products, because we have to give them responsibility also. So if they make 4 products, they'll get a basic pay, and for additional product, they get 50 rupees extra per product. So they can make around 500 to 600 if they make a good number of products.
Okay. Okay. You started off this startup 14 days after giving birth to your baby. That is fierce feminine energy, right?
Yes.
What led you to that? And was there resistance from your family?
Yeah, my mom and dad said you can take rest for 6 months, but I won't believe, on the day of my delivery, I was just shutting down my laptop and was getting admitted in the hospital and mailing to my clients that I won't be available for the next 2 weeks because of my baby's birth. They said, "Oh, you were pregnant," like that, because I was
Okay.
not announcing this to anyone before, also.
Uh-huh.
And after 2 weeks, as I promised, I resumed my work, and continued because I want to keep my work.
Because most women are in the comfort of home, they are like enjoying their motherhood, right? And they're getting pampered, and you said, no, I have something to achieve. I'm going to step outside my comfort zone. And what was your mission at that point of time?
I had a C-section delivery actually.
Oh, you had a C-section delivery. Despite that,
Yeah, I
okay,
had a necessity also. So I
okay.
don't want to burden my parents. They're taking care of me, my kid. That's what is very sufficient, and I don't want to burden them financially also because I
So
come
for
from,
context, Karunya is a single mom, so she had to sustain.
yes.
Okay.
So my parents are also middle class ones because even in my childhood, we won't wear new dresses and all. We get it from our relatives and wear it for us. One uniform we will wear for 3 years. So my parents all, but my parents never let us hungry. They fed us very well. They bought us new clothes whenever possible. They took great care of us. So I don't want to burden them again and again. So as soon as I graduated from the college, the first thing I have decided was I should not get a single penny from my parents. I still keep that word still now. If even if I get any financial crisis, I get some loans, debts, and all, and I'll take care of that. I have you won't believe I have worked from 5 a.m. in the morning till 1 p.m. after Rafael's birth, only to sustain the family needs and repaying loans and all. So I have been very super supportive. My
So
parents are also,
20-hour work days.
yes.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
It was before 3 to 4 years,
Hmm.
but now things has changed. I'm working only for 12 to 14 hours,
Okay.
but that's okay.
Only 12 to 14 hours. Okay. So, how was the Startup Singham episode experience, and how did that change what you're doing?
Yeah, when I was seeing the Startup Singham season one, Kotravai was not there. It was in the ideation. But as soon as I registered my company in December 2024, I said to everyone that you will see someday in this TV channel, and everyone laughed at me. A startup which is only 6 months old can't be telecasted like that. But and one day I met Arun Nair sir in a startup event. I said the same thing to him. He also said, hey, you need to do something big. 100 artisans and sorry 150 products and all is very small, and the revenue you are making is not that big. That day I didn't tell him the whole story, but after 2 months there was a boot camp something online. So he spoke that day and he said, I just read your application and I was mesmerized. You are into the show. The same day he called me and he interviewed. So things happen magically. Everyone said, I thought you are joking and you are saying things simply, but you got into the show like that. Everyone was proud in my village also.
So, looking at your personal LinkedIn, you said you had 17,000 followers.
Yes.
You're a specialist at storytelling. And I think unless you do the storytelling, people do not really see the story behind the scenes, what has actually gone in. So, tell me, how has your storytelling experience actually helped Kotravai?
I'm actually very good at storytelling. From my college, I was a good teacher rather than a student. So I
Okay.
go to second year classes, third year classes, and I will teach people. So I I would like to take things simply to people. So as far as storytelling, it's not only the story behind, it's how we tell to the people. So it
Exactly.
should not be emotional, or it should not be like people should not feel pathetic about this women and buy this product. So we believed in authentic storytelling. So we always
I love that statement that you said. It is not about sympathy, it is about empathy. Very
Yes.
good.
So what we did was whatever we do to this women, they should feel privileged getting it. So whatever help we do to people, they should feel like I have got this, and they should proudly announce and brag about
I love that. Nobody should feel like they have done this out of sympathy for, what Kotravai is doing, but rather you should feel like it's a privilege to own something like this.
Yeah.
So, Karunya, tell me about this. You're a storyteller. So, tell me about this Devi pendant. So, we gave you this Devi pendant to make. We wanted to put it on show with them. So, in your own words, describe this Devi pendant.
Actually, it was a miracle that we got this mold. So, accidentally, when you sent these images, we were searching for molds online.
Uh-huh.
So, we couldn't find any.
Mhm.
So, what we did was AI is really helpful. So, we took a picture of it and used Google Lens and found a mold in.
See how smart they are. Hmm.
So, we found a mold in a channel called Terracotta Mold House. We bought those, and at that time, our people were not making this kind of necklace and all.
Hmm.
So we gave only the image, and we said one thing to the women: your products are going to the global market now.
Hmm.
So the same piece which were worn by professors and mothers in our village, our town,
Hmm.
the same thing people in US, people in UAE, people in UK will wear.
Hmm.
That day, the women were the real fierce feminine came that day. So what they did was in 2 days they completed one set.
Wow. Okay.
Then, but it is a 7-day process.
Hmm.
We have to dry this, then we have to send it to the kiln. And once we burn it, only it will get stronger. Then they paint it. So for this painting alone, it's a temple kind of thing, right? So everyone can't paint it right. So we called people who paint temple.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, I
we
didn't know
took
that.
them 2 days to our workshop. They came and trained us.
Oh, wow. So, did you hear that? So,
For this piece
they
of the
wanted to add that artisanal touch. So, they actually invited people who paint those South Indian temples with detail and had them train these women.
yeah.
Wow. So, that much level of detail and authenticity has gone behind this piece.
Yes.
Beautiful.
We have some Buddha sets also. So
Mm.
whatever people do, they not only make this product, they pray to that God. Devi give us strength to make this product. They pray to Buddha. So there is no religion there.
Mm.
They all pray and they make beautiful products. Also, they always keep in mind that people don't buy product because we make it. People buy only if the product is actually fit for them. We actually educate them that way. So to sell this product, I need not say the story of women. The product in itself will speak.
Right. So there is the product itself, which is very authentic. A lot of detail has gone in. And then, if you notice behind the scenes, it's so many women who've changed their lives and doing something very impactful for themselves and the society around them. Beautiful. So, Karunya, you stand as an example of a woman who's not just empowered herself, but at this young age, very, very young age, you're only 29 years old now, you've made a difference for 55 women already and then countless more. What's your vision?
In another 5 years, I envision like 10,000 Kotravais will be there in Tenkasi, making authentic products that's not harmful to people or the planet and will be profitable also. So in social entrepreneurship, there is 3 P's. So Kotravai will meet all 3 P's: people, profit, and the planet. So without harming the people, without harming the planet, we will make profit
We will make
and
profits.
we will rule the world.
Love that. Love that. You're a woman. You're empowering other women. What does Nari Shakti mean to you?
I think it's the world, it's the universe. Without Nari Shakti, there is nothing that can come inside. The men around me also accept it. My co-founder is a man. He is super supportive. His name is Ananthan Ayachami. He was in Intel for 20 years. He left everything to serve people over here.
Lovely.
So I'm very lucky to have we have men around me empowering women. If you see, our product officer is a man. So all men around us are super supportive. All 55 women, they have super supportive husbands. Before there was no proper support. Before they were not treated right. But once they came out of their house and they are amused by them making these products and they are exporting. So now men have changed. Like they are even making dosa batters, chutney and all in home and helping these women. So that's the level of transformation. If a woman can think, we can change anything. As far as the Nkasi is taken, it's a male dominant society. But now Kotrava is changing things. We are bringing in equality out of here. So men started respecting women because they are making wonders.
Love it. So, the way I understand is unless we women respect ourselves, come out of our comfort zones, be independent, do the best for ourselves. Unless that happens, men are not really supporting us, they're not valuing us. But once we do that, once we start respecting us, men will fall into place and then they start respecting you. They make things happen for you, they support you, right?
Yes.
And then that's equality. Lovely. So, Karunya, it was absolutely wonderful having you here in so many different ways. One, for the impact that you're creating. Second, so many countless women's lives have changed. And then I love handmade products and how beautifully you've actually integrated. Within a month's time, she's made these beautiful products that are going to go live on show with them. And I'm super happy because these products, like you said, Karunya, they're not only very aesthetic, but then they have a story behind them, they have a soul behind them, they are from Indian soil. So anybody who's outside India wants to be connected to our roots. And there's nothing, more basic than this coming out of Indian soil. And then look at the women who are actually creating them. You're making a difference in their lives and you're encouraging more women to join them. So, absolutely wonderful to have you here. And I love this. And I thought we should have something for you. And I'm very happy that you're now, your products, Kotravi, are going to be on Shobhitam. So, welcome to the Shobhitam family.
Thank you.
Here is a small gift from Shobhitam.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
It's
yes.
very kind of you.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Karunya, thank you so much, for taking the time to be at the show. It has been really eye-opening for me as well, because it really shows that you can balance so many things, unleash your true potential at such a young age, with so many commitments, having to take care of your parents, having a really young baby. You said what you're doing is not enough. There is more that you have to do. And there's so much impact that you're creating. So it's been really, really inspiring. The biggest takeaway for me is, get that fierce feminine energy out. Do not worry about what others have to say. If you really feel like doing something, go out, get to the world, make it happen. So if you felt inspired today, please share it with another woman who actually needs to see this. And until next time, stay bold, be strong. We'll be back with another Nari with her story. It's me, Aparna, signing off today.